Welcome to this lecture. So this lecture will be about the regular expression. So this lecture will be important when we just make our one web crawler in the next lecture. But for now, we'll see how to use the regular expression with the Python. We haven't learned about the regular expression in the basic section. So let's see the hands-on example in this lecture, and we'll see how to make use of this regular expression techniques that we learned in this lecture in the upcoming lecture and make our own web crawler. So first of all, we have to import the libraries in order to make work with this regular expression. So the library is going to be regular expression. So you don't need to just download this regular expression. It is inbuilt library over here. So next thing, what is normally a regular expression is you will have the sentence. So there will be the string, which will be the sequence of characters, and if you want to match or search some patterns in that string, that is basically the regular expression. So you make an expression which is the pattern, and you search that pattern on that string or the sentence. That is the work of the regular expression. So let's see how this works. So first of all, let me just make a sentence or the string that we want to just search upon, or basically this will be the strings character sequence. So I'll just say Python was developed in 1990s. So this will be our sentence. So let's see now what is the use of regular expression. So first of all, regular expression has these two methods to work with. First one is source method, and the next one is your match method. So first of all, we'll learn about this match method, which is normal method over here. So in order to work with this match method, you have to first use your RE, that is module, give a dot operator and just type here match, because this match is the method of the regular expression. And now if you see here that it is giving us a suggestion that the first argument to this match method should be pattern. So let's learn about the pattern now. So what is the pattern? So pattern is anything that you want to search in this sentence. So let's see what the patterns can be. So pattern always starts with this R, which is regular expression R, and you should give this double quote. So inside this double quote you will have pattern. So let's include this first at this match method, that is the R in lowercase and the double quote. So inside this double quote you will include your pattern. So let me just put simple pattern over here, dot, and let me say asterisk over here. So if you see here that we just made one simple pattern for the regular expression. So any pattern you have to make starts with this R, and you give double quote, and the pattern should be included inside this double quote. So if you see here, I have included this dot and this star. So this dot means any character. So it can be maybe a digit, it can be the alphabetical character over here, which is this letter from A to Z. It can be digits, it can be anything. So this dot represents anything that is the character, and this asterisk sign represents it can be 0 character or more character. So that can be 0 or more. It can be 1 character, 2 character, 3 character, or any character including 0, that is non-character. So the next argument to this match would be your sentence, or where you want to just search this or match this pattern. Obviously we want in this sentence to be match this pattern. So let's see if this works or not. So first of all, let me say that let me run this module, and this module is demo module. And if I just run this, and okay, we haven't print anything over here, so we have to print here first, and that should print us the object. So first of all, let me say print. Let's close down here. Let me just run it one more time and see if this works or not. So we are here, and it has written us the match object saying there is a match with all of these sentence. So you can see we have printed everything that is in the sentence. So I was talking about this pattern over here, which is saying print everything that can be the character, that can be digit, and you can see in the sentence we have character and the digit. We have also that is this asterisk, that means it can be the 0 or it can be 1. So if I just put nothing over here, and if I again run this code again, run demo again, then you could see there will be also the match. you could see there is also match, because I'm saying that it can be character that can be 0 or not. So this asterisk sign represents that there can be 0 character or more. So this is very important wildcard character, which is saying that there can be the 0 or more, and this dot represents that it can be any characters. So if I say that I want this Python was developed in 1990s, and if I just say @has, let's see what this happens. Let me just run demo again. You will see everything, because this is also one character. So we are matching everything with this pattern. So this is normal pattern which will match everything that you pass in this string or the sentence. So let's see the next pattern over here. So I'll just print the rematch, which is obviously the match method. So let's make the another pattern with this regular expression. So pattern should be inside this double quote. So let me now add this dot, which is obviously saying that any character. Now instead of asterisk, I want to add this plus sign. So let me now pass sentence again. So if you see here, now instead of asterisk we have passed this plus sign. So this plus sign represents that there should be one or more character, one or more. It won't be 0. If it was the asterisk, it will be 0. For now it should be one or more. So in this case it will give same result. If I just run this demo again, then you will see it is also giving same result as before, that is using the asterisk and using the plus. But now if I change something like, okay, let me just remove everything, and let me say this is empty sentence, and now let's run. What happens? Let's see if this returns our object or not. So it is saying none. That means there was no match. So you could see this plus sign has direct effect on our module or in our sentence. So what I mean is, this plus shows that it should match with one or more character, but here we don't have any character. If it has one A, then there will be obviously match. If I just run the demo again, you will see there is a match saying A. But if it is empty, in that case there won't be match, it will return just none. That means there is no match. So there is basically this pattern working. So this is the next pattern. You can see we have already studied the two wildcard characters. So first would be dot, and the next was your asterisk, which represents 0 or more, and now we have studied the plus, which represents one or more character. So let's see the one more. So let me just put my sentence back over there, which is obviously Python was developed in 1990s. Let me just comment this out, and now let's learn another pattern. So I want to print the next pattern over here. So it should be called with this match object method, and now as always the first argument to this match method will be your pattern, which starts with this R and the double quote. So now if I have to make the sequence, then I have to make use of this square bracket. If I want to use this sequence, same thing like A to Z and A to Z. So if you see here, I'm just making a pattern saying that there can be lowercase, there can be uppercase. So if you do that, that should be included inside this square bracket. You can also include something like 0 to 9, that is showing digits. So if you see here, it is saying 0 to 9, everything is included in this sequence, but I don't want to include this digit. I want to include only these characters. If you see here in the sentence, we have digits too, but I will just search or match basically this object with the pattern having only the alphabetical character, no digits. And next thing I want to add is this plus. So if you just remember from this plus sign, that means it is one or more, so there cannot be empty string. So next thing I want to hold here is the sentence that we want to search for. So let's see if this works or not. So first of all, I'll just say that is run our demo, and obviously it is giving us the Python. So in this case it is giving us the Python but nothing more, because it is doing a local search. So what if I say something like let me just change this sentence, and I'll say 1990 was Python year, or let me say something like this. So if I just run this demo again, then you will see none again. There was no match. So what we can see over here is this match, which is the method of the regular expression, does a local search. That means it will only search the first part of the sentence. It won't search, because if you see here, it was searching for these characters, or basically alphabetical character, but not digit. We have to match for this alphabetical character. If it has something like 0 to 9, then you could see the different type here. It is saying 1990s was there, because we now included digits too, but we don't want to include digit. We want only these alphabetical characters. That means there was no match, because at first it came as a digit. So when the match search as a digit, it is not going to go beyond that. It will just stop it here and it will just return none. That is due to the local search. So it doesn't go searching or matching everything throughout this sentence. It will just search at the beginning part. If it finds, then it will just return it. If it doesn't, then it will just return none. There was no match. So that is the main importance. If I just do something like 0 to 9, it will be true, because it has found already the 1990s at the first, which is local search, and it will have this one. So you can do this way, that is matching the object, but just remember that this match is going to do the local search, that is at the beginning of your sentence or the string. So if you see here, that was the main disadvantage of this match function. So if you want to rectify this, there is another method to do that, and that is done by the search. So if I say search method instead of match, let's remove this 0 to 9, and if I just run this module, you will see was is matched. So now this search method has done the global search. That means it hasn't stopped at the beginning. It will just search until it get over here. So if I get again this 1989, it will just return us now, that is Python. That means it has done the global search. It hasn't stopped at the beginning or at any position. It will just scan entirely this string and match this pattern. So it is very important about this search method. So let's see another wildcard character. We have already seen about maybe the 3 wildcard characters. So let's see now one more wildcard character. So let me print this first, and I'll work with the match. And now I have to just give this regular expression as always. So here I want to match maybe with this new wildcard character, that is with this question mark. So let's see what this question mark is about. So first of all, we have already learned about this asterisk. We have learned about this plus sign. Now it's time for this question mark. So let me just change this sentence first. So I have to also comment this out, which is the search. And in the match, I've already told this match is going to just match is the local search, or local scanning will be performed in the match. But all we want to know in this part is about this question mark or this wildcard character. So if I just paste here something like A, and if I just run this, then you will see there is match of A. So what this really mean? So what this pattern signifies is, what this pattern tell us is about, you have to have one that is compulsory. A is compulsory. So let me just type here first AB and question mark, and what this pattern says is A is compulsory, there should be A. But for this B, it can be 0B, it can be 0B, or it can be 1B. So that is this question mark is telling us about. If you do something like ABB, then it will be something like, okay, let me say ABB, and question mark is telling us that AB is compulsory, there should be AB. If you just pass here A, that is not going to be matched. Let's see that first. So if I just comment this out, and in the sentence if I only type A but not AB, let it run, then there won't be match, it will just give none. So what this saying is AB is compulsory, and the another B that is left with this, that is basically tied with this question mark, is 0B or 1B. That is important. So if I just pass here AB, then there is going to be match, because AB was compulsory, there is AB match. If I also pass 1B more, that is also going to be match, because that is the case when we just pass 1B. But again I just pass B. Let's see if this works or not. obviously this is going to work because there is obviously a b b, and if you just add another b, that is going to do nothing with this pattern. Basically that includes with this pattern. So that means this a, or if you just do something like a and question mark, that means you will have 1a or 0a. so this is the wildcard character of this question mark. So that is pretty much about this regular expression. We'll see more in the web crawling chapter, where we'll just make use of this match method and seeing the pattern to just crawl our page and just modify or manipulate that page according to this regular expression. So see you in the next one.